Hello students, today we are dealing with class 11th biology plant kingdom part 3rd. In this we will deal with bryophytes. So first we will see the characteristics. They are commonly found growing in moist and shaded areas in the hills and damp places. So where moisture is available. They are commonly called amphibia of plant kingdom. So they are called amphibia. We know that amphibia are actually animal group which live on land as well as water. So in plant kingdom, these plants are also called amphibia because they need water as well as land. So they can live in soil. So they live in soil like plants, but they depend on water for sexual reproduction because their gametes, they can travel only in water. They can fuse and survive only in water. The plant body is more differentiated than algae. So we know that algae had a simple body, but these have more developed and differentiated body. Thallus like body and prostrate or erect. So their body is prostrate or erect. Erect means they are vertical. Attached to substrate or surface by unicellular or multicellular rhizoids. So they have root-like structures called rhizoids, which may be single-celled or multi-celled. They may have root, stem and leaf-like structures. So in their body, leaf, root and stem like structures may be present. The main plant body is haploid. So these plants have haploid body. Haploid means half number of chromosomes. It produces gametes and hence gametophyte. So this body, it is haploid and it produces gametes. So this stage is called gametophyte stage. So haploid body is also called gametophyte because gametes are also haploid. Sex organs are multicellular. Male sex organ is called antheridium and it produces biflagellate antherozoids. So it produces structures or gametes which have two flagella. The female sex organ is archegonium. It is flask shaped or like a bottle with a cavity. It produces a single egg. Antherozoids are released in water where they fuse with egg to form zygote. So antherozoids fuse with egg in water externally and form zygote. Zygote produces a multicellular body called sporophyte. So zygote divides and produces a multicellular structure which is sporophyte and it will be diploid. Sporophyte is not free living. So sporophyte remains attached to the parent body or gametophyte. Now the gametophyte is photosynthetic. It is green, it has chlorophyll and so it provides nutrition to the sporophyte. Some cells of sporophyte undergo meiosis. So some cells of sporophyte or next stage they undergo meiosis or reduction division and form haploid spores. So spores are produced. The spores germinate and produce gametophyte. So the next generation gametophyte is produced. What is the importance of bryophytes? So some mosses they provide food for herbaceous animals. So some herbaceous animals like birds and certain mammals they feed on herbs. Sphagnum, which is a moss, it forms peat. You might be knowing that peat is a form of coal and it is used as fuel. Sphagnum is also used to pack living material. So some material can be packed for transport as sphagnum holds water. So if some living material needs water like the roots of some plants, so sphagnum can be just it can surround the roots and water can be sprinkled and the plant can be transported because sphagnum holds water. Mosses and lichens, So mosses along with lichens, they are the first to colonize bare rocks. So some places there are bare rocks where no plant is found, but the first plant which can come there is mosses and lichens. So it is called ecological succession, where a bare area or desert area where no life is found, it changes finally after some time into a forest. It prevents soil erosion. So we know that mosses form a mat, green color mat on the ground during rains. So they prevent loss of soil. Here we can see ecological succession. First there was a bare ground, then colonizers, lichen and mosses, they come, then grasses and ferns, then some herbaceous plants and weeds occur, then shrubs and bushes are formed, and finally climax trees are formed or a forest is formed. So we saw here that lichens and mosses are the first to come there. In this figure we can see a liverwort. So mosses are of two types, liverwort, and bryophytes are of two types, liverwort and mosses. The A part is liverwort, its name is Markensia. The A figure is a female and the B figure is male. In the female we can see rhizoids which are used for attachment. Then we can see archegoniophore, which is the female part. Then gamma cup or gemma cup, which is asexual reproductive buds. In the B figure we can see anthridiophore, which is the male part. In the C figure we can see funaria or common moss, which is found during rains on the ground. Now it has rhizoids for attachment, main axis, leaves, seta or stalk, and capsule, which contain reproductive structures. The bottom part is the gametophyte or the plant body in which reproduction is taking place, and the second part is sporophyte or the diploid stage. The D figure is a sphagnum or moss. It has antheridium or the male part, archegonia or the female part, and many branches. So these are the different types of bryophytes. So bryophytes have two groups, liverworts and mosses. Now liverworts, they are found in moist and shady habitats. The main body is thallus, as we just saw in Markensia. It is dorsiventral or it is flat and close to the substrate or surface. Some may have leaf-like structures in two rows on stem, as we saw in sphagnum. Asexual reproduction is by fragmentation or breaking of thallus. Spatial structures called gemmae also help. Now gemmae are green, multicellular and asexual buds, bud-like structure which develop in small receptacles called gemma cups. So gemmae are formed inside cup-like structures on thalli. They detach or separate from plant parent body and germinate to form new individuals. Sexual reproduction, so male and female sex organs are produced on the same or different thallus. So it may be that both the organs are found on same thallus or different. Sporophyte has foot, seta and capsule, three structures. After meiosis, spores are produced inside capsule. The spores germinate to form gametophyte or free living state. Example is Rixia and Markensia. The second category is mosses. Now the dominant or main stage is gametophyte. So mostly they remain in the gametophyte condition. First stage is protonema. So first there is a stage called protonema. It develops directly from spore. So when the spore germinates, protonema stage is formed. So how can we identify protonema? It is creeping stage. Creeping means crawling on the ground, green, branched and filamentous thread-like structure. Now after some time the second stage starts. It is called leafy stage because leaf-like structures develop. They develop from buds in the secondary protonema. Secondary protonema means the protonema which has formed after some time. They have upright slender axis. So the leafy stage is upright. Upright means vertical. Slender axis or long and thin axis with spirally arranged leaves. So they have leaves which are arranged spirally in the spring-like fashion. They are attached to soil by multicellular rhizoids and they have sex organs. So protonema stage is creeping stage, while the leafy stage it is upright, and the leafy stage has sex organs. In this figure we can see this protonema. So protonema, we can see it is a flat structure which is creeping on the ground, and after that comes the next stage or leafy stage which is vertical, and the leafy stage it produces male and female gametes. The male organ is antheridium and the female is archegonium. So first protonema stage comes and after that comes gametophyte stage or the leafy stage. Vegetative reproduction takes place by fragmentation and budding in secondary protonema. So fragmentation also takes place and sometimes bud is also produced. Sexual reproduction is by antheridia and archegonia. They are produced at apex of leafy shoots. So they are produced at the tip of shoots where leaves are found. Zygote develops into sporophyte. So zygote develops into sporophyte which has foot, seta and capsule, and it is diploid stage. Sporophyte is more complex or developed than in liverworts. So in mosses the sporophyte stage is more complex and developed. The capsule contain spores. So the capsule has spores which are produced by meiosis. Moss have elaborate or very developed mechanism of spore dispersion. Example is Funaria, Polytrichum and Sphagnum. So mosses have very well developed mechanism of dispersal of spores. Example is Funaria, which is the common moss, Polytrichum and Sphagnum, which is the peat moss.